Opioids are a group of medications or drugs intended to relieve pain. They can be taken in many forms, whether tablets, snorted, sniffed, or smoked. Sometimes they also inject them. But the whole thing is they travel through the blood, goes to the brain, and blocks the sensation of pain anywhere in the body. Common opioids that are used in the hospital are like morphine, oxycodone, oxymorphone, tramadol, fentanyl. But there are also opioids on the streets. One common known opioid on the street is called heroin. But today, even newer opioids like fentanyl is out there on the streets mixed with other drugs, and they are much stronger. Opioids, once taken, they induce relaxation. They induce a euphoric or high stage for a person, and they depresses the breathing and heart rate of a person. Opioids are very addictive. Opioids are also used in the hospital, in the legal system. And once it's in the system, it can easily hijack the brain and the nervous system. When it hijacks the brain, it becomes a medical condition where a person's behavioral, psychological, and physical functions are all altered. If opioids are not taken as prescribed, there is a high chance of addiction or overdose. What we have already know about opioids that it has caused a public health crisis in the United States. Over 130 people die each day in the US as a result of opioid overdose. According to CDC, 1,000 people visit emergency room every day as a result of opioid misuse. Not just that opioids are a medical concern, but it's also an economic burden. A study recently released says that economic burden of opioid overdose in the US alone is $78.5 billion in value. Now, knowing this opioid crisis in the developed countries and the easy access of people, traveling of people worldwide today, and transporting of goods, we can be sure that opioids will soon arrive on our shores. And if we don't handle that opioid, if we don't educate our people about the opioid effects and deadly consequences of it, we may end up with a disaster of the opioid epidemic. Opioid overdose, we may not be really familiar with it yet, but we have to understand certain pictures of people with it so that we understand. First, people when they are overdosed with opioid seem to have no response to stimulus. Their senses are really down, and then they have shallow, very slow, or even stop breathing at times. Don't leave the person alone. Stay with the person until we get ambulance or emergency response arrives at the scene. Opioids are very useful and very important, but you must follow the instructions given to you by your physician.